Did he really, can he, could he, would he, yes he can, he could he, wouldn't he, did he, wouldn't he, did. From the moment I heard about the Lord and his word, well, it seemed a bit too good to be true. There were questions and doubts, I tried to figure them out, but the best that I could do was to wander around in the love that I found till the questions started answering themselves. Singing, can he, could he, would he, yes he can, he could he, wouldn't he, did he, wouldn't he, did. Well, can he save me? Could he love me? Would he take me? Did he really, can he, could he, would he, yes he can, he could he, wouldn't he, did he, wouldn't he, did. Well, can he save me? Could he love me? Would he take me? Did he really, can he, could he, would he, yes he can, he could he, would can he, could he, would he, yes he can, he could he, would can he, could he, would he, yes he can, he could he, would. Let me tell you what my Savior did. Can he, could he, would he, yes he can, he could he, would. And he did. Oh, yes, he did.
Marvelous. You know, every day I say that we are blessed. We are truly blessed. I think the Lord gave the Seventh-day Adventists total music. And I make no apologies about that. And I sit here just now, and I am so glad that I'm a part, or I was a part. No, I can't. I was. I am a part of Christian education. And every time, it seems like every year we get more and more singers coming from the Seventh-day Adventist school. That was marvelous. Show them your appreciation again. I wish I had that talent. But I am still praying about it. One day I can be able to do like them. Until then. Okay, this evening we are going to go right into our main feature because we want to give the presenter the time to present to you and give you time so that you can ask your questions when you are finished. This evening, the topic is a killer in your house. And I know a lot of you come back because you did not know that you have killers in your house. It is amazing what happens in our house these days. And sometimes we wonder if we really live in that house. But it happens. And so this evening, a very good friend of mine, a student, past, of the Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School, Kathy Bess, will come and present to you all of what is the killer in your house. Kathy, Holders Green awaits you. Holders Hill, sorry. I ask that as she comes, you will give her your undivided attention. And that when we leave here this evening, having recognized what is the killer in our house, we will have him, her, it, or them arrested at the end of this evening's program. Thank you. Kathy?
Good evening, AYs. It's interesting to be back at Holders after many, many years downstairs. I was here for my nephew's sermon, but I wasn't in the main sanctuary, so it's good to be back at Holders. And as The sister just said, you know, you hear something so good, just want to be a part of it. So when I heard them singing, I started saying, I'm so glad I went to school there, you know. I felt like I could share in the joy because I was part of that. And even though we're hearing about all the singers that came out of the school produced so many different talents. And I find that people are of the opinion that the school is so limited, we don't have a lot. And this evening's program is, well, in this evening's program, what comes out from this evening program started at the Adventist school. So we don't just bring out singers, we bring out lots of multi-talented people. Now, our program this evening is called There's a Killer in Your House. Now, I want you first to tell me what you think that is. This is what y'all would have seen if the computer was working. It's not. Okay, there's a killer in your house. Now, and I am sure, without any exception, everyone here has that killer in their homes today. What do you think it is? Oh, by the way, it's an interactive program, so if you don't talk, we can finish in 5 minutes. So you're going to have to talk, all right? I know some people want to go home in 5 minutes, but So you need to talk with me, and I may not know everybody's names, but I'm very good at pointing. So what do you think? Who do you think is the killer in your home? Termites. Good answer. Behind. Killer in your home. Somebody behind. Sorry? Television. Good answer too. Over here. What do you think? Centipede. Exactly. Centipede. He's so correct. Behind here, what do you think? Cell phones? Especially if it's close to private parts. That's a good answer too. A killer in your home. And I actually did hear what I'm going to talk about. Now, I have been fortunate in my life to work with Better Health Magazine. Now, when you're working there, you can't just write a story. You have to do all the research. And you find out from doing programs there that this killer has been around for a long time, and consequently, he's getting very good at what he does. In Barbados in 2011, he was responsible for over 70% of deaths here in Barbados. So this man means business. Killer. Means business. You know, we kind of say men when it's bad and women when it's good. It's just a habit, right? He means business. Over 70% of deaths in Barbados alone, he is responsible for. And the figures are increasing for children between the ages of 9 and 12. So if you have kids in that age group, you need to really pay close attention to those kids. Now let's find out who he is. The real name, so we would have no worries as to who he is. He has many aliases, or she has many aliases. Some call him Sony. Some call him Sharp. Some call him RCA. Do you know who the killer is now? I hear no longer. You know who the killer is now? Yes, the real name that we know is television. And I'm hoping soon you'll be able to see because I don't have any more of my slides in front of me. His real name is television. Now, before I get questions that talk about 3ABN, let me make a point that everybody is familiar with, thank you, everybody's familiar with Ted Bundy, America's worst serial killer. Now, nobody has stopped him, and let's hope they never will, in terms of his killings, but he was an honest student. He was a charmer. He was good to old people. So when I say television is a killer, I'm not saying it doesn't do anything good. Even the worst killer in America did something good. Okay, so I don't need to hear about 3ABN. Now let's talk about television. I'm going to try to remember, hopefully, what is on the slide. How can television be responsible for deaths? That's what we want to figure out. Can you help me? How can television be responsible for deaths? If a television falls on you, I don't think it would kill you. I mean, you would have to be an ant. Television can't kill if it fell on you. I still don't think it would kill you. It may damage you a bit, but I don't think it will kill you. How else? How do you take a television? Yes. Okay. You won't exercise, you will just sit in front of the television. And that's really the primary thing. Television contributes to 4 major diseases, and those are the diseases that are actually killing us. Can you tell me what those 4 major diseases are? Hypertension, correct? Obesity and diabetes, I heard both, correct? Last one. I think I heard it, Last one? Well, the body ain't sure, not repeating. The last one is cancer. Diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and cancer. The literature on cancer does not say television causes cancer, but it shows that those persons who die from cancer spend more time watching television than those persons who do not. So just to clear that up, that we're not saying television causes cancer, so you don't have to be worried about the radiation. That's not what I'm saying. But the other 3, diabetes, hypertension, and obesity, are directly linked to our amount of time we spend in front of the television. Now, we don't watch television on the treadmill, most of us. We don't watch television even sitting upright. When we're watching television, we're in a reclined position, and we're not there for half an hour. We're there for hours. The average person watches between 4 to 8 hours of television daily. So when we are in front of the television, it's for a long time. So it causes inactivity, which is what I heard earlier. There's another reason that television can kill you. Apart from inactivity, what's the other reason? How can television contribute to deaths? Inactivity and... television, inactivity, sorry, the other one is? Yes, Sister Grogan. You were telling me? Or tell me now? What's the other reason how do you think television can contribute to deaths? Overeating. And even though it was said very softly, that is the answer we're looking for. Television. Do you know that television affects what you eat? Did you know that you are actually, what you eat depends on what you see? I mean, those people, the marketers, are clever. They are paid to advertise products for us to buy. They're good at what they do. And we purchase them because of what we see on television. And so television contributes to a bad diet, and it also causes inactivity. So let's look at the inactivity first. How many of you in here would consider yourself active? Hands. Wow. Sad. Very sad. Okay, let's look at the definition of inactivity. In relation to health, inactivity is moderate exercise for 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week, or a total of 2.5 hours moderate exercise a week. It's moderate exercise for 30 minutes a day for 5 days, or a total of 2.5 hours per week. So now can I see the hands of those persons who were active for this past week? Well, it's actually more than I said before. Okay. Now, when we said that over 70% of people died, that's a reality. I find a lot of us think it's exercise or eating healthy is something we just do when we have time, or when we're on vacation. We don't see it as a lifestyle. We don't think it's important enough to become part of our lifestyle, but it really is, and we need to start incorporating it into our lifestyle. When I told you earlier that the children between the ages of 9 to 12 are the figure that's increasing in Barbados, that should be alarming us, because kids, especially females, around the age of 9 to 12, research has shown, stop exercising. The girls getting ready for school and get on one look pretty, don't want to sweat. So they don't do anything that's going to make them look bad to the opposite sex. At that age, that's what they're thinking. And we need to encourage children to keep from in front of the Nintendos and the Wiis and get outside and exercise. And a lot of us can't do it because we don't do it either. We exercise when we're on vacation. And we eat poorly because it's our birthday, so we can afford to have a whole cheesecake. It's Christmas. That's what we say. It's Christmas, so I'm going to have a whole cheesecake today. It's okay. And I tell people, it's like you work your whole life to be healthy, but because it's your birthday, you're going to just drink a little bit of Gramoxone because today is my birthday. I mean, what's the point of trying to have a healthy life if you're just going to trip down the drain because you're celebrating an anniversary? We need to realize that it shouldn't just be something that is done when you have time. It has to be incorporated into our lifestyles. Now, let's look at how television affects our diet. Most of the time when we watch TV, we eat, which we shouldn't do. But most of the time, while watching television, we eat. But you would hardly find anybody watching TV and eating lettuce. You know you wouldn't see that? You would have heard somebody eating a salad in front of the TV. You will see them eating popcorn, junk food, chips. That somehow television brings out, oh, there's my killer. Television brings out the worst in our diet. So you wouldn't find someone watching TV and eating something that is healthy. No, something else that happens when we're watching TV is not what we're eating right there and then, but what we eat afterwards because of what we have seen on television. How many of us eat, on television, especially at night, late night television, for those who watch the shows at night, the ads, you can keep going, the ads that come up are ads like for chocolate ads show late at night, and there are these ads with chips where the people are smiling and it's all for me, and they make it seem like a good thing to want to eat a whole bag of chips yourself. And there's some ads with a lady who's eating chocolate and it has a little stick. If anybody touches it, she's gonna prick them. Means she must have it all for herself. This chocolate is so good. I must just eat all of this sugar and get fat and sick. And of course, the lady that's doing it looks slim and good, so we know she ain't really eating it. But we watch it and we see these people and we go and we purchase it. I told some people if I used to drink coffee, I would use Maxwell. The ads are so good that every time I see it, I love the ads, and I would probably want to, thank you, and I would probably want to use Maxwell House coffee if I used to drink coffee because the ads push me there. The ads are that good. And often what we see on television affects what we eat. And let's look at some of the ads. There's one that I find really funny, and I talk about it all the time. There's an ad for Honey Nut Cheerios. There's an ad on television where 6 people are having dinner. 3 wants the yummy cereal, and 3 wants the low in cholesterol cereal. But it's actually the same cereal, Honey Nut Cheerios. And we have seen this many times. A couple of years ago, the FDA told the makers of Honey Nut Cheerios they need to remove it from their box so that it lowers cholesterol because they're actually saying it's a drug if they say that it lowers cholesterol. Now, how many of y'all believe that ad? I mean, a lot of people buy it because they hear it lowers cholesterol. Y'all believe that, don't you? That Honey Nut Cheerios lowers cholesterol? I know many people, y'all friends to say, no, I don't believe it. No, I don't believe it. People enough buy it and say, I'm eating healthy because I'm eating Cheerios. We believe because the ad tells us that it's good, even though the ad was made for us to buy the thing. We think it's good. Now, what is it about Cheerios that lowers cholesterol? Do you know? What is it about Cheerios that lowers cholesterol? You know it can't be the sugar, so what is it? The whole grains, very good, the whole grains. And the whole grains is really a form of oats. And that's what the fiber in the oats, soluble fiber in the oats is what actually lowers cholesterol. And that's true. Soluble fiber does help to lower cholesterol. Now listen to this. The soluble fiber that we find in a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios, one bowl contains 2 grams of fiber. Of that 2 grams of fiber, 0.75 grams is soluble fiber, which lowers cholesterol. That one serving also contains 11 grams of sugar. So do you think you're really lowering your cholesterol when you use Honey Nut Cheerios? It's such a scam. The entire box contains less fiber than 1 apple. The entire box, less than 1 apple. We're going to talk more about how these ads cause us to purchase things that are really not good for us after we have our item of special music. Okay. We thank the school for that special item. And now we go back to talking about our eating and how our eating is contributing to our death. Many times when we spoke about this at my church, I have an elder, a very funny guy, Earl Weeks. He says he drinks 8 to 9 Busters a day. And for the last 5-6 years, he has not gained a pound. He's still 154 pounds or something like that. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Is that because it's not affecting his weight, apparently, because he has not gained or lost anything in the last 5 years or something like that. But yet he drinks daily 8 to 9 Busters. Do we see anything wrong with that, by the way? Drinking Buster, period, do we? Okay. All right. Do you realize that that is how we rationalize things? We figure because I haven't gotten fat, people that have this high metabolic system that can eat a lot and don't gain weight, figure because they don't gain weight, it's okay to eat a whole cheesecake and a whole pep drink because I'm not going to get fat anyway. But do you know that all calories are not created equal? You still are doing a lot of damage to your body. Just because at your young age, you are able to burn it off quickly, it doesn't mean that it's not affecting you negatively. And my dear sister ate poorly in her, not the one that's here, not Kelly, ate poorly in her life, and as she was getting up in age, she decided she was going to clean it up, which is what we do a lot. This is Rosie, by the way, Kelly. As she got older, she decided to change her diet, which is what we do. You know, you figure, again, over the hill now, let me eat a little bit cleaner, let me exercise a bit. She joined the gym, she bought another machine, she started eating really well. The following year, she was told by the doctor that she had diabetes. Now, she was puzzled at first when she called me because she couldn't understand why. But diabetes is a lifestyle disease. Because you changed your life in the past couple of months, all you have done is delayed developing diabetes. And I mean, delaying is good. So if you have been doing poor, delay it, please. But I'm saying don't think because you're eating poorly, it will not affect you. There are many people who are fortunate not to be affected, and we give God thanks for that. But it does have an effect on our bodies, and we need to watch what we're putting inside of our bodies. As I told you earlier about the children, our children eat really poorly. You know, I catch bus, and on mornings when I stand at a bus pole, I see kids, I assume not come from home, and they're eating chicken from